Rafika El Shaddai, there is no one like you. Adonai, we will praise your name. Almighty God, be lifted high. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Satan, lower, low. Lower, low. Lower, low. Satan, lower, low. Lower, low. Lower, low. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Jesus, lift it up. Lamb that once was slain, the lion tribe of Judah, the mighty man in battle, you have won it all for us. Adonai, we will praise your name. Almighty God, be lifted high. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Satan, lower, low. Lower, low. Lower, low. Satan, lower, low. Lower, low. Lower, low. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Satan, lower, low. Lower, low. Lower, low. We say hi, 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 hi. Jesus, hi, 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 hi. Yeah, hi, 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 hi. Jesus, hi, 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 hi. Low, 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 low. Satan, low, 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 low. Satan, low, 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 low. Satan, low, 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 low. We You are the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Rafika El Shaddai, there is no one like you. Adonai, we will praise your name. Almighty God, be lifted high. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Satan, lower, low. Lower, low. Lower, low. Satan, lower, low. Lower, low. Lower, low. Jesus, lift it up. Be Jesus lifts it up. Lamb that was slain, the lion tribe of Judah, the mighty man in battle. You have won it all for us. Adonai, we will praise your name, Almighty God, be lifted high. Jesus lifts it up, be lifted up, be lifted up. Jesus lifts it up, be lifted up, be lifted up. Satan lower, 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 lower. Satan lower, 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 lower. Jesus lifts it up, be lifted up, be lifted up. Jesus lifts it up, be lifted up, be lifted up. Satan lower, 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 lower. We say high, 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 high. Jesus high, 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 high. Yeah, high, 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 high. Jesus high, 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 high. Low, 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 low. Satan low, 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 low. Satan low, 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 low. Satan low, 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 low. We say high, 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 high. Jesus high, 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 high. Yeah.
When you walk out to the ring, there's nothing more important.
This is a Smile Direct Club aligner. It's how Smile Direct Club safely and gently straightens your teeth 3 times sooner than braces. How's
You are the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Rafika El Shaddai, there is no one like you. Adonai, we will praise your name, Almighty God, you lifted high. Jesus lifts it up, be lifted up, be lifted up. Jesus lifts it up, be lifted up, be lifted up. Satan lower, low, lower, low, lower, low. Satan lower, low, lower, low, lower, low. Jesus lifts it up, be lifted up, be lifted up. Jesus lifts it up. Lamb that was slain, the lion tribe of Judah, Money, money, master. You have won it all for us. Out all night, we will praise your name, Almighty God. Be lifted high. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Satan, lower, 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 lower. Satan, lower, lower, lower. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Jesus, lift it up. Be lifted up. Be lifted up. Satan, lower, 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 lower. We say high, 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 high. Hello, welcome to the Pink Room Show with Mrs. Rowe. I'm sorry for the little delay. So live now. So welcome once again. Today is our February, the month of February, our February episode, 2021. And I have my wonderful guest here, Miss Sandra, all the way from Canada. We're supposed to have two on the show today, but my other guest has to go somewhere due to some busy schedules and something that she has to do, some emergency, so she can't join us today. But I have my wonderful Miss Sandra with me. We've been here before.
Yes. Lovely to be here again. Love your song, by the way, it was very nice. It was
Yes.
beautiful.
People were asking, when is Miss Sandra? When is she coming back?
That's
Of us met, it was like something else, isn't it? So
the vibe was something else. It was amazing. It was amazing.
So today we have our wonderful Miss Sandra once again with us. Welcome, Miss Sandra, to the Pinky Room Show.
Thank you.
I'm your host, Princess Roy.
Thank you.
So, like I said to you, on this show, we are trying to build out something. We have a lot of segments that we're supposed to do. Due to the lockdowns and all issues and all that, we're not able to do what we want to do for now. But then we are improvising for now. So, yeah. But we have a segment that we're supposed to do on the show. We have the funny segment where we'll share some funny jokes for people to laugh, because this is not like a straight something. We want to make it fun as well for people to, whilst you learn, you enjoy yourself as well. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. But trust me, today, I'm not ready. I don't think I have any jokes. And I was supposed to post a video, but I don't think I have any jokes for today. But we have our what is going on segment. And on that segment, what we do is I share a story that I have seen within the month that is shocking. Let me say a shocking story. So before we start to go on the main topic, I want to share this story that a video that I watched. And to be honest, I got my tissue here because maybe I might cry or or maybe puke, because honestly, it's we had this discussion about abuse, right? And this
Yes.
is exactly like that, like a couple fighting, right? And what happened is the man was hitting the wife with what do you call it, an iron, the metal part. And I was like, what is going on? Honestly, the most sad part of it all was when I heard the kids crying and saying, "Mommy, mommy."
Mm.
And that part really broke my heart. It really broke my heart. And I was like, so there are kids there watching what this man is doing to this woman. You know, I was so sad, to be honest. The second one was I think I don't know if it was a club or a party or whatever it is. There's two couples fighting. I don't know if the man cheated and the lady went to court. I don't know what happened, but they were fighting, and the woman was hitting the man's head with a bottle. And everywhere was full of blood. And I don't know. Anytime I do remember this, it's like I become sick. Like I feel sick. And I'm wondering what is going on? What exactly is going on? Couples, marriage that supposed to be so much happiness. What is going on? You know, so this is what our segment for what is going on. This is what I want to share. You know, like I said, we've talked about abuse, and this is real. It's going on. So, guys, honestly, if to me, a relationship should be something exciting. You know, full of joy, full of understanding, peace, and all that. But if it gets to this point, it becomes, you know, scarier every time. So, yeah, that's our segment for today. What's going on? So we're going straight to our topic for today. Today is, why do some women cheat on their spouse? Right. So I want you to tell me, what is cheating at all? When we say cheating, what is cheating? What do people say cheating is? What can you explain to us what cheating is?
So cheating really is when you are, it's lying. It's like you have made a contract with someone and you go against that contract. So whether it's in a business transaction or whether it's in an agreement that you have with someone, in this one, it's a union. It's a marriage. It's a union, and cheating is that you've made, whether if it's been in a court of law or whether you are in a relationship and that was the bond where we are in a relationship together. You know, me and you only, and then one of you goes and starts to do that, to go in and have another relationship secretly with someone else. And I think that's a clear way of saying it. Basically, cheating is really the other person is not aware of it or agrees with it. So that you're cheating the other person of something. Either you're cheating yourself or you're cheating that person.
Oh, okay. So we cheat ourselves.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it comes down to we're really hurting. It's really doing it to ourselves, whether it's with the intention of hurting ourselves, or with the intention of filling a void. And we're going to get into, I guess, as to the reasons why people do the cheating. So the action is not, to come out with judgment, to judge someone for that, but it's really understanding where that mindset is coming from when they decide to really become unauthentic with what it is they say they were going to do. Meaning, like, I was supposed to be loyal and I was supposed to be in this till death do us part. You know, and we're specifically targeting not just women in general, but wives, like women that have been that have created this contract with another individual, and they basically go out of it and they do something that isn't in their agreement, right? So understanding why that happens, it's more deeper rooted than we think, right? It's not something, now it could be as simple as they just wanted to, but then it could also be deeper rooted than that, and that's, I guess, we're going to explore that today. Yeah.
Honestly, I had a chance, and then I spoke to some few people, and I sent them the question across, and the answers that I got, we will pick them bit by bit, and we'll discuss about the reason why they did what they did, and we will testify and say, okay, it was good for you to do that. It wasn't good for you to do that. Must you do that anyway?
Right.
So now let's see what's in our own way. Why do some people cheat anyway? Why do they cheat?
So many reasons someone would cheat, and again, this is something like I personally haven't experienced that myself, but I do work with enough women. Not every woman that comes in, that's what we look at. They work with your mindset. They work with more of we go into the root cause of everything. But if you have one of the ingredients is like the reason why certain things that I look at. One, I've cheated on my partner. I have been angry with my family. So one of them is that where I'm not feeling like I can sit in a relationship of like loyally with that person. I don't know why. So I go deeper rooted to find out exactly what's happening when it comes to their identity, what they think of themselves, right? So again, many reasons I can give. So there's a few that will come up. So the few that you can say generally sometimes would be what people would say is that women cheat for sex. They feel that they want the desire that's going on, that relationship that they're having with the person that they're with, after children, after that, the excitement is not there anymore. So we feel like we can describe ourselves through sex, and sex confirms to us that we're beautiful. Sex confirms to us that we're worth something, right? Because again, that mentality for women coming into the world, this is what we were kind of identified as, is a sexual object, and it's, again, this is the reality of it. Whether we want to agree with it or not, it's a fact. We are, for many, many centuries, we've been looked at in that way. So this is how we can describe how we are worthy and how we are worthy to be as a woman. So when that is not exciting in the current relationship, we will go out of it and look for it so that we can kind of tap into that old sort of excitement when we were dating, or when we were just like starting to get married. There were no kids involved, and there was that excitement, right? And again, this goes vice versa also for men, right? So it's like almost the same thing. Men and women, we both have both energies, masculine and feminine. Other ones is that another one that's very, very common. Again, it really boils down to the one thing is the woman's self-esteem. When a woman has low self-esteem, this is a good way, again, and I talked about the first point, is that they go and they cheat for sex, again, to identify, to confirm to themselves that they are worthy. So someone is giving them that attention in that way. So they've identified physically that this is my worth, that if I don't show up, if I don't look a certain way, then I'm nothing, I'm less, right? So the self-esteem is really the root, like sort of the root cause of a lot of the things that we do as women. And we sabotage ourselves in our relationships because we don't know how to even speak up for what it is we want. So we just, we would go out there and find the next person that will tell us that we are beautiful, tell us that yeah, you're enough, tell us for that moment, even if it's temporary, and then we would do it. Now, there are also other reasons why some people will actually cheat, because they don't know how to end a relationship. They're in an abusive relationship, and they have these emotions that come that are very, very scary for them. And the only way to get out is to go into this fantasy world that gives them this opportunity to really be loved, to be, although it's not the healthier way to go in, but they don't know how to speak up. They don't know how to say what it is that they need. They don't know how to say that I don't want this anymore. So by cheating, it confirms, one, that I'm not deserving of a good relationship, and two, it kind of helps them. The man make the decision to leave her, right? So it's easier. She doesn't have to take that burden on, and just say, you know what, I had no choice. He left me, right? And but then at the same time, it's also serving that other part of you, which is the low self-esteem, that I'm not really deserving of good relationships anyway, or any relationship for that matter. I might as well just kind of be in this.
Who caused that? Is it the woman that makes that woman have that kind of low self-esteem? So say if the person is in marriage and he's living with a man, why would she have that low self-esteem to go to that extent of cheating?
So low self-esteem, the cheating is just a symbolism of when it comes to worth. Meaning I feel low self-esteem, instead of sitting down with my husband and telling him exactly what are the issues that are happening in our marriage, and telling him that, because that low self-esteem confirms to her that even if I say what it is I want, and that would have been something from when she was a child, where her voice was not important, her voice didn't matter. So what's the point of me trying to tell him? And maybe she did attempt and he shut it off, because again, we will attract the right partners that will match that father that treated us the way that he treated us, the mother that treated us the way that we were treated. We're going to match those partners that will almost resemble that. So when we get in, it's almost so familiar that, oh, I've been here before. And I hated this. And I was never listened to. Nobody cared what my feelings were and all that. So I will start and I'll attempt, and he'll shut it off, because again, that's exactly the type of person I attracted in my life. Someone who doesn't listen, someone who doesn't really care what I think. And it's not, doesn't mean that person is a bad person. It's just it's not important. Those things they don't have the skills to do that and be empathetic with you, right? So she gets that confirmation and says, well, I don't know how to ask for what it is I want, but hey, here comes Joe Black here that comes in and he says, oh, you're gorgeous and you're beautiful and you deserve so much more. And there you're like, yeah, and then you start to fall into that, because that's now a place where it feels much more that what you actually want, right? Instead, rather than she could have just gone into her own marriage and worked on that and asked for that. But because of the low self-esteem, they don't know how to even use their voice, because they've been shut down since they were young to even know how to ask for what it is that they want, right? So that's when we're talking about self-esteem, is that it is such a culprit, like for many, many things in your life going wrong, especially in your relationships. And when you come in and you attract, so your self-esteem would have attracted these people anyway that confirm that you are not worthy, that confirm you're not enough. And even those relationships that you cheat on, they'll be just nice in the beginning and then boom, it goes back. So it's a pattern that will keep going on and on. And I've had women that I've worked with that this was a pattern for them, where they were married 5 different times. And we noticed a pattern there, and we're like, okay, looking at that, and all were due to cheating, where she would get to a point where she just couldn't understand why he didn't love her, or she felt unloved. She felt her feelings were not honored. There was no attention. And then she would find someone else would come into her life, and then she would move on to that. And it will be a pattern until she now discovered that it was really rooted to her self-love, for her loving herself. Until now she's practicing that, really taking a break from that and looking at herself as a whole. And this way she can attract the right person that really can work with her, can co-create with her. So she doesn't have to need that from someone else. She can just get that from herself. But again, that's deeper work that we do. But again, just to give you an idea as to why things like this would happen. Yeah.
Okay, if you just tune in, this is the Pinky Room Show with Princess Roy, with my host, Miss Samra, hair ally life and coach, and we're discussing about why do some women cheat on their spouse. So we have discussed, we said a few things. We said about low self-esteem. That is the reason why some women cheat on their spouse. And like I said, I've got a question there. If you have a question that you want to ask, please, we are live on YouTube, on Princess Roy, YouTube, on Facebook. Just drop your comments, any questions, drop it here for us, and we're going to answer the question with you. So I want us to get into some of the reasons why some people say the reason why they cheated. So they send me these answers and said, this is the reason. So Princess, this is the reason why I cheated on my spouse. Mm-hmm. So I said, I cheated because my partner is not romantic.
Yeah.
It's very boring.
For sex. Yeah, they cheat for sex. And that's what it is that we don't think as women, because we're considered women the more less sexual. Men are more sexual, but that's not true at all. Women are as sexual as men, especially between the ages of 18 and 29. You see a lot of cheating happening there, and it's mostly with the women. And it's because it's that sort of heightened, the hormones, right? They're shifting and all. Like, I mean, we're looking physiologically as well. But because our society has made us like, oh, women are not as sexual. Men are. So men are men who are more prone to doing it than women. It's not necessary. They're doing studies more and more now that this is the same, men and women, and that it comes down to emotions, right?
Men are cheating. It's common now. At first, it's hardly for you to see cheating. Now, it's like it's something that it's done anyway, right? But saying romantic means that, I mean, the guy is not, some people work out the way that they want to. When they are in relationship, they want all this kind of you know, these treatments like you spending time with them, buying gifts, you know, all these kind of things, you know, taking them to trips, you know, buying roses, you know,
Yeah.
days and stuff and all that.
Yeah.
He's not doing. She said that he's boring. He's
Yeah.
too boring. He's too boring.
And that's the thing, is that the likelihood is that he has such other qualities that she knows she wants, but there's this other part of her that feels, okay, but I would like this as well, right? So there's that where you either come in and say like, and this is where again we look at when it comes to men, that they're looking at more of the physical appearance as opposed to what's inside their heart. Can I have it all? Yes, and it's not saying that that you can't have it all, but there are certain things I think we look at, especially when it comes to the materialistic things. We have to really, really pay attention to that and say really what it is, other than him not being very romantic. Why is that necessary in order to be in a healthy relationship? Because what is your definition of being romantic? For me, romantic is my husband coming to me and saying, what would you like for dinner today? That's orgasmic for me. It's like, you like tell me, you're coming to me. Another line would be, dinner's ready, you can come and let's go and eat. Like, to me, that's like romantic. I don't care what, if any woman is hearing that, when you hear a man tell you food's ready, come and eat, oh my goodness, it's like, yes, you know, I got a day off today, I don't have to. So that to me is a treat, right? So my standards for romantic, it can be just that, but it's enough, and that turns me on, right? Like I find that's a man who's really listened to me and knows I need the help, and he came in and he did that. So really looking at that, but that the reality is for some women is just that, yes, if they're not, so finding out exactly what's really, why does it feel like it needs to be, why do you feel like you need that filled in? Why do you have to wait for him to be romantic with you? Can you create that for yourself? Can you create that together and given the opportunity to practice that as well? And I think that's really the fair part. And if he cannot, then you can make a decision to.
There are some men who are not romantic. Well, some people are not, you know, they are not, they're not. Like you said, give them the room to improve, to become whatever they want to become. What if this woman has expressed her feelings to this man and say, you know what? No, let me come back to this. Listen.
Yeah.
Most of the times, right, where the problem starts, most of the times when a relationship begins, okay, the man is always there. He has time. He will take you out. He will buy you whatever you want to get. When the dating time is, he will give you everything. He will give you his time. He will take you to trips. He will do everything. But the thing is, the moment they get married, it tends to change. To me, I'm still yet to understand why that should happen, because I am expecting that the further we go in the relationship, the better it should become, right? And it's like if for instance, this one, what she's saying now, that he's no more romantic or he's not romantic, maybe she experienced that. That's what you showed her.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you treated her.
That's
and
true.
now you married her. It's like everything is, she can't see anything. Maybe that's the reason why she loved you anyway.
Right.
That's what attracted her to you. And now it's like it's not happening anymore. So what do you expect her to do?
No, and that's it, and that's the truth, because you want to make sure. But this is where it comes in, where as someone who's authentic, as women, we need to know we can speak up and ask for what it is we need. Having that dialogue, saying that, listen, this is not how I came in, and this is a requirement for me. I love, this is what I like in my sexual activity. This is what I like in my relationship. I want, at least, even if let's work out a deal every month, we have a date, every several weeks we're going out together. We set that up and we communicate, because in marriage, you need to communicate. Now, somebody can say, well, I already spoke up and they never did anything about it. Now, instead of cheating, this is where you come in and say, well, I can't, this is a deal breaker and I have to move on. So asking yourself, why is it that I can't let that go so that I can be with this other individual that actually can give me that, can give me what it is I need? So it just comes down to not the cheating, the act, not the fact that you went with someone else. No one is denying you that. No one is denying you your pleasures, but just making sure you're truthful about it. I think that really is what comes down to it, is that are you being truthful with what it is you want, what it is you're saying, and in your relationships, are you also being truthful? Because that's, you made a contract, you made an agreement to be with that person till death do you part. You know, like through thick and thin. That counts for something. Sit down and have that conversation. And if it feels it's not going anywhere, then you make a decision that this is not going to continue. Our journey was great. It was a great trip. That's great. I got to go. And I think that's where it comes down to, as women, we need to start really speaking up. When we say speak your truth, this is what we're talking about. Really speak up and be truthful. Live in truth, be truthful, and knowing that if you do that to someone, it will happen to you as well along the way. Because what you're doing is, if you believe in karma and karmic sort of energy, like, you have to understand that if you're in that energy, you're going to be feeling that as well. Eventually, sooner or later, it's going to happen to you as well. So it's a learned behavior. It's something that we know, we feel we're filling a void. So really tapping into that void and saying, what is really missing in my life? Asking for what it is we want. And if we're not getting it in the relationship we're in right now, we're very honest to say, I have to head out. I have to leave. And that's not to hurt him or not to hurt you, so that you can start your journey getting what it is you do want. Yeah.
So if like you spoke out, you said whatever you have to say, but the man is not ready to change, like, that's what you're saying.
Right. So he decides, I don't know, yeah, or he
for that.
Yeah.
He was going to say that I'm going to divorce my husband because he's not being romantic.
That's a good enough reason. It is. It's what. So how is that different from me saying I'm going to cheat on him and hurt him? Like, living in that, and you know in your heart, like, unless you don't feel guilty and you feel that's okay, that's now up to you. Like, if you feel no guilt, knowing, but if he comes in and he finds out, you know he's going to be hurt. There's an issue there when it comes to your own empathy. Like, you have to really, and again, we go back to ourselves. What is it about us that we feel that we need to do this? What is it about us that we feel we can't speak up? What is it about us that we feel we always feel like we're coming from lack, like nothing, we're always feeling like we don't have enough, right? And that's usually because we don't feel we're enough. So we're constantly looking for outside sources to fill that void. So really, really it comes down to, this relationship is just like a result of something that's really happening within anyone. So really stepping out and saying, I need to figure this out for myself. And in the process, be honest about it. So if you feel you're getting that urge to go and cheat, you need to make sure, let me give him the opportunity to do this. And even tell him, I feel urges for someone else because you're not giving this to. Be honest about it. Like, don't be afraid. There's nothing wrong to feel sexual, to want that from, because that's your right. That's your right to want that from him. And if he goes on and says, forget it, I'm not going to do this for you, then you make a decision, because he may not be able to fulfill that for you anymore. Because again, as humans, we need to feel that connection, especially when we're married, especially when we're with someone, right? So
we men, we are kind of funny. These are the things that we want from a man,
right?
Being romantic and all that. So, because she wasn't getting whatever she wanted, that's why she did whatever she did. But like you said, that shouldn't be the reason. You could have walked out and then do whatever.
Yeah, and also assess yourself to say, like, why, if you're noticing a pattern that you are like this with every man, and every man you come in, after a while they disappoint you, the likelihood is that, once or twice or the third time, it's you. It can be the man only. It has to be also you having something within you that needs to be addressed, that needs to be worked on. So taking some time for that and saying, okay, what is it that I'm doing that I'm feeling void in? Because it's going to continue like this forever. Like, if I don't do anything, I don't do something about it, right? So we just want to make sure we're honest in every aspect. Again, knowing we have the right to have romantic relay we feel, but at the same time, are your expectations too high to the point where he can't keep up with that anyway? So as I said, like, making sure that you also understand also where he's coming from. Is he working 12 hours, 24 hours a day? Is he working a lot? Like, we have to also make sure that we're in with our partner and knowing that we can also serve ourselves. We don't depend on them to make us feel full. They are there as co-creators with us. They are our partners. Relationship is about partnership. It's not about him having to fill a void that you are going to always, it's like you're putting him in prison that he will never get out of. So you need to know how to take care of you too.
Mentality of what
right.
How, when it comes to relationship and marriage itself, most of us don't understand what it is. We go in with too much expectation, especially women. We go in for, strange reasons, right? All these fantasies, all these things that we want, we expect it, romantic, whatever it is. So if it doesn't happen, it means that, he doesn't love me.
Yeah, exactly. We go, and that's our worth. We don't think we just like that because I'm not worthy, and we don't say it consciously that we're not worthy. It's because we are. Anytime we don't see the evidence of it, we automatically go there. Like, he doesn't love me. He doesn't want me. He doesn't think I'm sexy enough. Or he doesn't think I'm sexual. And that's a common thing, and that's confirmation of self-esteem. We feel very low, and we now expect the man to constantly make us feel like we are worthy, we are sexy, yet it's like he's a human being just like you, right? So it comes down to the same thing with a man doing cheating and saying, well, you don't give me the attention, you're always with the kids and you don't have time for me. Same thing is that it's low self-esteem on their part, because now they want a woman to show them that they're manly and godly and all of that stuff, right? So we find it. If we don't have it in the home, we're going to find it somewhere else. So that comes down to ourselves. We are the ones that are lacking, and that will continue to be your trend unless you resolve it, unless you heal that, right? So it's just it's just what it is. And also the expectations you were saying, expectations are not bad to have. I have these expectations that you're going to be loyal, you're going to be faithful to me, you're going to be someone that's not abusive, like someone's going to be kind, that we have expectations that are realistic. But then there's the expectations where I need you to always remember our anniversary. I need you to always know that when I'm feeling down, you should know exactly what I'm feeling. Instead of me speaking and telling you I need this. As women, I know I'm guilty of it too. It's like automatically I'm sad. Oh, you didn't even ask me. You saw me crying and you didn't ask me. Like, how dare you? You don't care. And I've had conversations with my husband like this, and then you'd be like, why couldn't you just tell me you needed a hug? Why couldn't you just say, I didn't know. I just knew you maybe it's time of the month and you're emotional and I just let you be. So he just walks away.
Oh, I know what? Like you said, we all do it. We all.
I'm guilty of it, but I'm learning to ask for what I need. So if I need help, I ask. I go, today I'm very busy. I need someone to make dinner, and I need some cleaning up done. Can you take care of that for me? Maybe that, and again, it's not because it was my job, it's because I'm at home and he works. So I just want to make sure that I also honor he has done a whole day, and to make sure that this is his duty today to come in. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll make sure. Now I know, what would you like me to make? So we have an agreement. So I don't feel disappointed because he should know I'm busy, and that he should already know to go and cook. Why is he expecting or coming in and sitting on the TV and waiting? Like he should know. Yes, they should know, but there's some things, honestly, really, we can go back and forth with this, but it comes down to what is it that you want? Ask for what you want, say it. I want this, this, and this. And that's what it is. It's like when you go into a job, you're not going to assume they will know what it is you need to do your job. You're going to ask, I need a computer, I need an office, I need this pay, I need this amount of hours to complete this project. You will ask for that. The same thing with your partner. You need to say what it is you need. And you have to let go of the ego that, he should know. If he doesn't know, he doesn't love me. It's honestly not true. Honestly not true.
Okay, so I just want to say, welcome to the Pinky Room Show. This is Princess Roy. And we're live now on Facebook, on Live TV, on Apedi TV, and we now on Princess Roy YouTube channel as well. So wherever you are, you can watch us from everywhere now. I have my wonderful guest with me, Hair Ally Life. She is a wonderful coach. And we're supposed to have another guest, but unfortunately, due to busy schedules and all, she couldn't join today. So we started discussing about why do some women cheat. You might be a man watching us now, and maybe your wife have cheated on you, your partner has cheated on you, and you're wondering, what did I do? What happened? So this is what we're talking about. We had a lady that we've had a lot of people telling the reason, they say the reason why they did what they did. So the first one was, she said she cheated on the partner because he isn't romantic. So that's why he cheated. All right. So the other reason, someone also said the reason, said, I cheated because my partner cannot afford my needs. Right. So I cheated because my partner cannot afford my needs. And then she said, I met a rich man who provided all my needs. So I slept with him, but I broke up with the man because I still love my partner. But then she's already cheated.
Of course, yeah.
Because of money.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So is that a good reason for you to cheat?
There's never a good reason to cheat. There's never a good reason to cheat. I think honesty from the beginning needs to happen. And again, for your own self-respect and the respect of others. But again, it does happen, especially in circumstances where there's a lot of abuse. There's a lot of emotions that are very abusive that they're going through right now. And women feel they feel safer with someone else, and they feel safer. They feel loved. So that's, again, there's something, again, deeper rooted there when it comes to their esteem and their worth and all of that. But when it comes to money, again, it goes down. They basically align their worth with money. That the money, if someone has this amount, that means that I am worthy. If they don't have that, then I'm not worthy. So it really is a limiting belief. It is, whether they think that they have the upper hand, they don't. Because when you're going and looking, it's because you have lack. You're lacking and you're not content. And you can't, it's like you're drinking water, but you can't quench the thirst. So you're now looking
so
and
would you blame the lady, or would you blame the man?
It's not about, I honestly don't, it's not about the blame, because again, we don't know the full story. We don't know where, if maybe he was a miser, maybe he was taken away from her where she gave, and he never showed up. Again, we don't know what the story is.
The reason why I'm saying that is that, some men, right? We people, human beings, we sometimes do so much mistake when it comes to relationship, which is very, 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 I don't know. We should be extremely careful, because you have to go in for someone that you can understand, right? I always say that, right? So imagine now you've gone in for this lady. Maybe she has a lot of demands, and you know you cannot meet that demands, and now she has to cheat because you cannot meet her needs. Saying that, it could also be that this woman is, let me say, she loves money.
Yeah.
So whatever you do for her, she's not satisfied. Right? She's not satisfied, so she has to find a way to get more.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm asking the question: would you blame the woman or would you blame the man?
Yeah, it's never a good. The cheating for money is not a good excuse. When you went in and had that relationship, looking at that person, like, first of all, what was the first reason why you ended up marrying that person? You knew that the likelihood is that he didn't have the means, or maybe maybe he was also in a very low state that he needed to prove himself to her, and he did that to an extent where he couldn't do that anymore. Right? So really, really taking either debt, taking all that just to please her. And again, it goes now with the man as being the victim and saying, okay, oh my God, I have to do all this to maintain it, but now I can't even keep up because I have debt coming out of my butt and everything's going out of whack. And now she's like, well, I don't need this. So yeah, it's definitely not a good quality in that woman to have something like that, because again, it's coming from a place of judgment. You're judging someone from not being able to satisfy you in that means. yet he's emotionally available. He's there for you. He wants to make this work, but it comes down to the expectations are not realistic. But again, she has every right to say, I want to live a high materialistic life and you're not the man for me. But being honest and making sure she steps out with self-respect and giving him the respect and walking away and not doing, not cheating, just to kind of have it all, right? So that's not a very, it's not the best way to go about it. And
Yeah. And the other one also saying that I cheated because I am no more attracted to him. All right. And he said he used to have a nice built body, sexy body. He used to have the 6 packs and everything, you know.
I don't know. I don't know, Princess. I think we should. I don't know if I should cheat on my husband because he ain't the same hubby that I married. I'm like, maybe I need to assess my. Yeah. Whoever said that, I just want to let you know, men have start bellies after when they hit the 38, 39, 40. Yeah, they ain't the same anymore.
That's it. You see, sometimes the men think that some men wouldn't like their ladies to what do you call it? To put on weight. And sometimes they don't like it that way. Like our last month's episode, we discussed about the reason why some women put on weight.
Right, yeah.
It's the same thing. Some women also don't want it. They don't want their husband.
I'm telling you, we're all the same species. We all have the same. So we can't put this all on men that they think we as women have the same. We're just quiet about it. We just don't say much about it. It's like, because again, it's just the way society looks at us, right? But and these women are being very honest, and I really I commend them for that, because it's straight up. Like, I'm not going to blame something on someone when he didn't do any of that, because a lot of women, the worst is they will make up stuff about that man why they cheated, because maybe he was not emotionally there or he was abusive. Yeah, maybe he didn't do any of that, right? So, but we want to make sure it's justified that I did it because of that. And we hear that quite a bit. But for women who come in straight up and say, I'm not attracted, to be real, I'm not attracted, and that's why I did what I did. So now we can really get to it and say, okay, let's see more about you. So we can get really down to the real core of it, right? So as opposed to when we're trying to lie to ourselves. So at least that I can give these women, but at the same time, again, the expectations to know that we are human beings, we evolve in age, and our bodies are not the same. So we have to accept people as is, as where their journey, where they are in their.
Where the problem is coming from is she looked at appearance. That's the problem, because if you look beyond the appearance, when the belly is coming, you will not even see, because love has covered whatever the physiques.
Yeah.
Marriage and relationship is not always about, you have to be attractive, but then if you look beyond, there's something about this person that you feel that you can give, or you can give something to it. There's something that you really love, something beyond what you say.
This is unconditional love. This is where we say unconditional love. We will look at our child and no matter how disappointed we'll be with our children, we will always love them, no matter where they are. So when we can look at our partner this way, with unconditional love, and saying, you know what, he's not the hunka-bunka that I married with the 6-pack and the muscles. He's got a little bit of a belly now. He's a little bit more an introvert. He likes to sit at home and just watch TV. You know what? I can step in here and spice things up a bit. We can go for a walk every day so we can all be fit. Because again, whenever we're looking at the appearance, it's really, we do not have the love that we don't even feel that love for ourselves within. So we need to make sure that our outside environment looks perfect, because that's what's feeding that void. As opposed to us really feeling love ourselves. I can look at someone and accept them as is and say, wow, you're a beautiful soul, you're a beautiful person, and not look like just at their appearance. And appearance is a big thing. I'm not saying that it's not important. I don't want someone who doesn't smell good, who doesn't, you want to make sure that they're also, but to the point where I'm not going to nitpick to say, oh my God, every little thing here, I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to look at this. So that's That's really where it comes down to our own self-love and knowing that are we loving enough in this life? Are we loving to the point where we can love someone else unconditionally as well? And that means that if you really look that,
how many people go into relationship with this kind of mentality of me going to love this person unconditionally? Do people even love people unconditionally? Does it even exist anymore? We
right.
going with emotions. We go in with, like I said, physics, what we see, the outside appearance, what we go in and we see. I mean, these are the things that we go in for. So how many people go in and say that I'm going in for this man, this woman, because I love this person unconditionally?
Yeah, well, the first, always, unconditional love always is something that it definitely exists because we feel it in our Lord, in our Creator. We are given unconditional, whether we're good, we're bad, we are always being reminded of when we're going off track. So that we know is unconditional love. If we're going to look at an example, just look at that. Because we are doing so many things that we're not supposed to be doing, that are not good for us. Yet we're still here going, making it work. And we always see the blessings that come, and we know someone's watching over us. Someone's always guiding us and reminding us. So that's what we mean by unconditional love. Now, if we ever want to see, when we talk about unconditional love with you, or looking at you with acceptance to know that you are who you are and where you are in your journey. Now, even when we look at our partner, in the beginning, when you first go into a relationship, the first thing that's going to come is the appearance, because you've got an attraction. You have to be attracted to that person. Mostly it will be the physical, right? So right away, you'll know there's some aspects of this person that is attractive to you. So you can't deny that. So you're going in. I know for when the first moment, I met my husband, like I just his physique. It wasn't his personality. I didn't know who he was, but there was something about him that right away I knew there's an interest here. There's an interest here, and he felt the same way because our eyes locked. Like we just looked and we knew. But we didn't right away go into it. We didn't right away. We met in a few other occasions and things like that. But there was that sort of there was an attraction. So when you are in a relationship, you need to remind yourself back and say, what really was the attraction between you and this person? And tap into that, because that's what really got you to be where you are. And then and really bringing that excitement back up. And how can you do that with him? Because he may be wanting that as well. So we always want to have someone do this for us, but we don't want to do the work for ourselves to do our part. We expect someone, and this is, again, comes down to the self-esteem and self-love. If we don't know how to love ourselves, we are not going to know how to love someone else. We don't have the tools or resources for it. So until we know how to fulfill ourselves, to love ourselves fully, then we can know how to love someone else unconditionally. And I'm not talking to accept, because there's a lot of people that come in and their husbands either get sick, terminally ill, and this is their life now, where they're now looking after. And I know this, I have a lot of people that I know that have partners that are not well, are critically ill, they have chronic illnesses, and they're now looking after them. Do they have their days where they feel, oh my God, why did this happen to me? But it's easily removed, because it comes down to that unconditional love and that original attraction that was there between you and him, right? So that love and bond that you had that really brought you together. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you just join us, this is the Pinky Room Show with Princess Roy, and I have my wonderful guest, hair ally, life coach, Miss Sambra from Canada. We're live now on Princess Roy's YouTube channel, on Abedin TV, also on Lively TV, on Facebook and YouTube as well. So we're talking about why do some women cheat. Okay, so I've seen some men here watching us and they've commented.
Welcome.
Most of them have boyfriends, girlfriends, and most of them have wives. But let's finish with this. What we've got here, we still got people. So a few women also say the reason why they cheated. So, the other one said, we have been married for 2 years. I used to love him, but the love is gone. The love is gone. I was thinking, the love is gone. Okay, that's 2 years after marriage, and I feel I'm still in love with my ex. Okay, in in love with the ex, so then she cheated on the husband with her ex.
Mm-hmm. Now, why did she leave? I guess, and again, if I'm doing a coaching session with someone like this, I would look at the relationship before. Why did they break up? Like, what was it that would release them? And in the last talk, we talked about trauma bonds and things like that, where you hold on, you know that relationship is not good, it's toxic, but yet there is that the oxytocin that gets released, that those little moments where they're amazing, and they give that to you. So it's almost an addiction that you want to go back. So there may have been a connection with an ex when it came to the physical sort of part of it, but there was a lot of emotional issues around it. But then with the person she's with right now, it's the actual, like, almost that vision of what she would want knowing that this is the best way to love. He may love her, he may be giving her the attention that she needs, but because maybe the excitement of that sort of trauma isn't there, like, because again, we get attached to abuse, we get really attached to it because there is some sort of secondary gain that we get from it, like that sort of, when after we go through a fight, and that makeup sex, like it's almost like it's heightened. So it's almost, so when you're in a relationship that's stable and calm and peaceful, there's no need for that. So you're like almost rushing to want that instead. And so really, really looking and seeing, okay, I know that I'm asking for it right now. I'm asking for this, yet I know, why can't I then, and ask yourself, why can't you then be with the ex if that's where you feel you need to belong, and be honest about it?
You were with this ex before you married, so why did you leave the ex and marry this man?
Right.
For 2 years, and now you feel like you still love your ex. What happened between you and your ex?
Right. Always going back and saying the fact that you don't love this person, then being honest with that and saying, I don't love you. I thought I wanted this, but I don't. And really cut those ties and just say, you know what, I need to go. I have my own way to go. And you can go back to the ex, but then at the same time, really saying, is this the right thing for me? Why is it that I'm being drawn to my ex? What is it about that that's making me go back? Because originally I left him for a reason. We ended up breaking this off for a reason. And is there commitment issues here? Is there loyalty issues here? Is there like a bond that's really not really healthy for me here? So this is really key to assess, because you may end up sabotaging a very beautiful relationship because you're trauma bonded with someone else that's really giving you very temporary doses of happiness, which is like, you have to assess what's worth it for you, right? And what you're worth, because you're worth more than that. So your idea of worth more than that may be more beautiful when it's in this format than it is in that format, right? So and again, marriage is exciting however you want to make it exciting, right? You want to make it and create it the way you want. And if you feel you are someone that's very sexual and needs this, then you work with your partner with that. Give him the opportunity to practice, give him the opportunity to do it. And if he doesn't, and you feel, you know what, this is not working out, I don't feel that emotion for you, then part ways. There's nothing wrong with that. You respect him, you respect yourself, and you then find your own path that feels that you feel, because legitimately, maybe you don't want to be in a relationship you don't love someone, because it's not fair for you or him. But you have to be honest with it and not do it backwards, saying, oh, and remember I said in one point is that a lot of people want to, the reason why they also cheat is because they want to break up. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to get out of it. So they will cheat so that the other person does the job for them and takes that burden away from them. Or they cheat because they want to change. So they either want the husband to start to act up now and start being present. So it's almost like a power play, that if I cheat, how many times do we see when if
you cheated, how's going to make him change? It's going to make things worse, isn't it?
So no, how many times as women, when our husbands cheat on us, all of a sudden we amp up our game. When we doll ourselves up, we make sure that they see us now. Yeah, we're angry, but we'll still do it. We'll make sure it works. So the same with men. Men do the same thing, especially if they love you and don't want to let you go. they will start showing up. And now, not to say that that's the result, but that's in the mind of the woman when they're cheating, that's what they're expecting. That I want to hopefully have him see me now, because he's not seeing me if I don't cheat. I've had women have thoughts where they will think about going and being friends with someone, either their high school boyfriend or someone from the past, just so that they can somehow feel like their husband can now wake up and see them, that, see, this person saw me, you need to see me too. Don't think that I'm the you're the only one that thinks I'm, like when you think I'm not beautiful, there are many men out there that think I'm beautiful. So they're proving a point. So they do it for that purpose. So, and men will wake up to that. And again, not to say that you should do this for change. No way, because that could backfire on you. That would definitely backfire on you. Don't take that advice. But I'm saying why a lot of women in their mind, that's what they're thinking that will happen, is that somehow the man will wake up and make that change so that he can be the man that they want. Right? So it's, again, especially when they're feeling they're not beautiful.
Just to bring his attention on you, but not going to the extent of cheating.
Yeah, see, like, look at how good looking I am. All these men want me, and another man wants me. You better, if you keep up like that, you lose me, and all this. So how many times do you hear women doing that and saying that? But again, it's that mindset that this is a possibility. If I do this, maybe I can get a change. Because that is one of the reasons why women cheat. And they will do that because they want that change in their life. Either that, or they break it off. They want him to kind of say, I'm out, so that she won't feel that guilt to say that she's the one who had to let this go. And that comes down again to self-esteem. Always self-esteem, that you in your heart don't know how to voice what it is you want. So these are the things you do. It's almost like you find help. This is how you're getting help. You really are coming from a place of, I'm broken and I need someone to give me a hug, and no one is listening. And then this person comes out of the way as your shoulder to cry on, and you feel amazing. And this is the only time you felt loved. And then boom, you cheat, you have sex with them. And then it doesn't feel like that anymore. You're like, holy crap, I feel guilty.
Why should we leave that to that point? Because say if we are in a relationship, right, and I'm not happy, or if I because some women will do this because the man is not listening, and in the relationship, every woman wants her voice to be heard. So if she's crying out, we have a way to cry out. We tend to find a way to get our attention, and that's
right.
How she will be. Sometimes the attitude, everything, but sometimes maybe she talks, you don't even listen. You don't even listen. You're not there for her, and if it doesn't happen that way, it means that she'll get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't blame her. But if there's a constant communication, if everyone is listening, I'm listening to you, and listen to me, I'm there for you, I'm here for you, you are here for me. Both of us, whenever there's issue, we come together, we communicate. But how many men will sit down and say, I'm going to communicate?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way the issue comes from.
Yeah.
Women, we like to express ourselves. Men are quiet, yeah. But then the thing is, I think it has to come to a point where a man will understand a woman, and a woman will understand a man. I saw this video and it was so funny. There's a book that a man has written, and he said, "What men know about a woman." I don't mind opening the thing from the beginning to the end. There was nothing written, and I was laughing. I was like,
I was gonna say, nice. Women are such a mystery. Like it's like one woman is another. It's such an interesting thing, and this is exactly what you're saying. Is that, but there's, instead of like, yes, I completely hear that pain. I hear that pain where you can talk and men can really. Sometimes it's almost like they need a sign. They need, as you said, like, I need to do something drastic for you to hear what I have to say. Like, this is important. Like, for example, I need to know that we can communicate about certain things, about issues, and that affect our relationship. But for a lot of men, it's like, you're overreacting. You're always doing this. And I think, for me, in my relationship, this was a big thing. It was a big thing where, so my main thing was, I remember I would threaten. I'd be like, if I don't get this, then we're gonna have to break this off. And again, I used to hear myself do that, where I would threaten these things, then I wouldn't do it. But it came down to where I had to be very honest with myself. Like, okay, one, I know I don't want to, I wouldn't want to do anything to hurt myself, because I've had those thoughts where I would say, I wish I could have someone. Why couldn't he be like, an ex that I used to date, or the way it was? And then again, you start to think logically and say, well, that was when I was 19, 17. I'm not that age anymore. And that relationship, I'm sure, would be where I am right now, because I'm the one who creates this experience. So again, I own that. I own that experience and say, okay, what is it that I need? So I come in and I speak from a place where, okay, I need you to listen. These are the things I need. And I want us to start practicing. And don't be tired to really call it out. Like, if there's anything that comes up that you feel, again, it's going back to the same old pattern, you get right on that and you tell them, see, we're doing this again. This is a good example. So we need to talk about it. We need to, and either they will jump on board or they will come off, but you have to make a decision end of the day. If it's really, really bad, like for me, it was just certain behaviors, but it wasn't enough for me to say I want out. But if it gets to a point where you want out,
this, I told you today is going to be real talk. Time is fast spent because we didn't come because of So we're going to spend a bit more time to discuss. But today, this show is going to be real talk. Real talk, right? I found the same situation myself.
Yeah.
My previous relationship, whereby I wasn't heard. Okay. I'm somebody who is quiet. I'm quite very quiet when I'm going through pain. I can cover myself in my pain, and I don't share my story with people unless it gets to that level, the peak whereby I can't handle it. And in this case, you sit this man down, you talk to him. Maybe at night, hey, this is it. I'm not happy. What is going on? And the only thing he would do is to defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Pick up something. Oh, this happened too. This happened. And I'll be like, this is not what we're talking about. If you weren't happy, you should have said what you wanted to say before. This is my time for me to talk. So just listen. And it will turn to argument. What we do is leave it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it keeps on carrying on. So such person, how can you communicate to the person? How can you tell them how you're feeling? So I think there's a reason why these women are saying, I did it because this is because maybe she cried out, she was calling out. I know how it feels. I've been there before. Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk. Right. And if you come to that point whereby you feel like you're not heard, you stop. You're not going to say it anymore. And the more it keeps on, the more the pain and hurts you get, the more it becomes more painful. And you become to be resentment, become reserved, and then that's how this, the relationship begins to break.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be listened to. If kids want people who be there, mommy has to listen to you.
Right, exactly.
It's not a human thing. And that's how we women cry out. Women want to cry out to tell you, listen, I'm dying in. This is it. I want this. I need you.
Yes, and that's exactly what we're saying, is you've got to speak up. Your voice is so key, communication, and don't get tired of it. To the point now, when it gets to a point where, you know what, I've had it and I'm out. Either you either take some time out and separate, or do something where he can take a moment. Now, another thing that I found was very helpful is sometimes even when you're talking, it may not be effective, but you write it down. You write him, like, as send a WhatsApp message with the whole thing about
the ways that you can communicate. This is from the life coach. She's telling you how to communicate.
Yeah, so these are things I've used myself. Yes. Because now there's no emotions involved. So you're actually becoming very logical. You're using your logical prefrontal cortex. You're writing exactly what you need. And I think communication of what is it you need, not, oh, you're doing this to me, you're doing this. When you do that to any human being, they're not listening to you, because we are not designed to take in that. What if it's not ours, we don't bother with it. Right? So they are not going to hear it if you're going in the context of, you did this to me, you did this to me. So really changing it up to you, saying, I need these things. I need you to listen. I need you to know that when I'm in this state, I need this, and I need this. And if there's a situation that you wanted to explain yourself, you explain it. Now, writing is a very good and effective way. And I find that we even can calm things down and then sit together and just say, okay, so that happened, and I'm going to do my best. So we get to it, and it's wrapping it up. And also, like, not really staying in that story. Like, you're trying to, give up the idea of being right. Like, oh, I need to be right. You need to tell me I'm right. That's not what this is about. It's about you want something from him, and this is the end goal. It's not that he needs to say he was wrong about that, and then now you have to punish him for that. So really step into your intentions and saying, what is it that I want from this? Is I want to feel secure. I want to feel, and again, all these things are not his responsibility. They're really yours. But to an extent, he can help you when it comes to your emotional sort of requirements, like when it comes to if it's a sexual requirement, if it's got to do with just being someone who's there to support you when you're going through a lot of things. Like, there's some men that will not be present with you when you're going through a lot of emotional things, especially from work or from other family members, and you're there alone struggling with it. Heck, forget that. Things that are coming up from your past that are like you're struggling with, and if you have a partner and he's not aware of that or not supportive of that, that can be enough to tip the scale, right? So make sure he knows what's happening with you. Tell him and give him the opportunity. Give him the opportunity to show up. And if he doesn't, let him know that this is I need this right now. I need you to be here for me. You are my partner. I need your support and help here. And he will show up. Eventually, if he loves you, he will show up. But give him time as well. And then if it's not, you've done it to the point where you're now out of breath, make a decision to say, you know what, this is it, I'm done. And he'll then be able to make a decision. Oh my God, like, did I mess that up here? I need to change my ways. Because sometimes until you hit rock bottom, will someone know that they need to make a change? Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very difficult because maybe the man has his reason why. The thing is, I think understanding each other is the best. Knowing
communication. Yeah.
Communication and understanding. Every one of you has to be ready to listen. That's it. Communicate.
Yes. Yes.
Sit down and listen. Okay. And it's not like you're listening to fight back, or you're listening to make some sense of what the person is saying. Sometimes it might not make sense to you, but just because you love the person. If you love someone, how difficult should it be for you to even take time to listen to them, to understand their pain?
Yeah.
Should it be difficult?
Yeah.
So, ladies, if you're watching me, guys, listen. This is the Pinky Room Show with Princess Roy, with my wonderful guest, Miss Samra, hair outline life coach. I love her so much. She's fantastic. People have been asking for her, and I brought her back today. We have a lot of more questions to answer. I don't want to leave anything out, and the girls were like, "Why didn't you say this? And didn't say that?" So let me finish this. Time is fast spent because of today. So the other person said, my husband is very rich, but he doesn't have time for me. Right? Every time I want sex, he is tired. So I cheated with his driver.
Oh, yeah. It's attention. It's feeling loved and feeling needed and feeling worthy. Again, feeling like I'm beautiful. And if you don't, the fact that it's like we look at our men and they're the ones that are supposed to show us this. If we don't know it ourselves, we're going to be doing this. We're always gonna feel that lack, because that is an expectation that is just too high to give to another human being to do for you. End of the day, that's the bottom line. But again, if you're in that situation, communicate that and let your husband know. Let him know, because you have a right to him. You have a right to his time because you're married.
You knew this man before. Let me say that with you. She might know this man before, right? And you knew how busy he is with his job. Okay.
Right.
You understand the person before you go. You enter into this marriage vows or whatever and contract with this person.
Yeah.
He's a busy man. You know. How does he make his money? He has to work for it. That's why he's rich. So this man, maybe he's a businessman, flying here and there, making money. showing you, because that's what you want. Some women want money, and that's why you chose the rich man.
Mm-hmm.
So before you marry that man, you have to see, you have to know what comes with who he is.
Yeah.
Before, do you get what I mean? So if you feel like he's too busy, he can't be there for you, then don't you go in for him. Go for someone that will give you the attention. If it was that driver that you wanted, someone who will be there, who's not busy, with his business, his job, or whatever it is, then you marry someone who will give you the attention. But you don't go in because I want money. Because our women, some of them are so much money conscious. They love money. So they go in for rich men, and then they will be busy out there making their money, and then you will be at home crying.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I mean? And now you cheated. You get what my point?
No, it's, and this again, it's the wrong the wrong intentions. Your motivators were not healthy to begin with, because you went in there not fully loving that person, but it was more like, okay, he has a lot of power. He resembles something that you wanted, something that probably even was something that you grew up with, that you liked about that, right? So that either that power, personality, maybe you didn't come from money, or maybe you came from a lot of money, and that was so familiar to you. And that's where you go in, and then you realize, oh my God, I need more than this. Like, but you can't. It's like almost like we come to a point where we think that we can't have it all, and you can't have it all, because you create all. You create, so you're not dependent on someone on giving you that, because they go, but then there's nothing wrong with loving money. Yes, loving money, make money. You can do that as well. And there's nothing wrong with marrying someone that's very wealthy, but understanding that this is the lifestyle that I'm going into. But the lifestyle also comes down to, there's a lot of rich families that do very well together, but they all are part of it together. So how can you be a part of his journey? How can you be a part of what he's doing if there's an opportunity there to do that, right? So we see presidents, we see their wives really being involved. Why? It's because they cannot just be sitting waiting. They need to be a part of that journey as well. Or you will feel like you're separate from them. You will feel like you're alone. So you've got to make a decision as to, okay, my husband, this is his lifestyle. I married him knowing this, but I need to now create my own abundance, my own way of feeling like I'm a part of him. So, and then he will also meet you halfway. But you've got to take the step, because you're the one who's facing that issue. You're the one who's needing that. So take that first step, because a lot of women will say, well, why can't he do it? He's not the one complaining, you are. So take the step that you need for yourself, and watch him come towards you as well. And he will meet you. And especially if the love is very strong and you're honest with each other, that will work. If not, then you'll know, and you guys can part ways. And that's it. Like it's really, we need to make it as simple as possible. Like it's not a complicated thing.
That's what we do.
What do I need? What do I want? What do I love? And go with that. Trust yourself that you know what's good for you.
What you want.
Yeah.
Hey, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
I'm cheating. I cheated because my husband was cheating. She found her husband cheating. So the only way to pay back is also cheating.
Yeah, payback. Yeah. Oh, that's a big one, because it almost like two evils. Like we're trying to like even each other out, right? So that would be a really legitimate one for many people. They'll be like, that's legit. He did that to me, but two wrongs don't make a right. It doesn't, because it's really, you don't feel right afterwards. You don't feel right, and you're really doing it again. The motivator is very unhealthy. It's coming from a place of anger and resentment, and that can be very, very hard on the body, right? So. But yeah, just being aware that, you know what, I have a choice. I can either walk away and just say he's not worth it. He's not worth it. Why would he do that? Because I am very worthy. But again, we go back to, if you don't have self-esteem, your self-esteem is very low, you do not love yourself, you are going to attract these people that will always confirm to you that you are this. It is just the way it's designed. Our minds have been designed this way, is that if you do not love yourself, you have very low self-esteem, you are going to bring in characters in your life that will confirm that for you. And this is really your own creation.
When you mentioned low self-esteem, I was thinking, sometimes some men also make some women also make partners, have that kind of low self-esteem because of the way we talk to them, the way the things that we tell them, you know, even when they dress up, you don't appreciate it, you don't show any appreciation.
Right.
Some people literally just use words to make people lose their self-esteem. It happens. I know someone who was married and the husband, the words that he will use and this woman makes him broke this woman. And then she feels like she's not worth it. She's not worthy, like, she's just mess. She's nothing. That's how this man made this woman feel. But that's why I asked you that. Is it the man's fault? Or is it
No, so it definitely, he's playing a part in it. We're not denying that. He's being a butt and he's an ass. So what's really, when we look, let's rewind this a little bit, is that she originally did not feel this for herself, and she attracted a man that will live in her life to confirm that to her every day. So remember, the belief system we have running in our unconscious mind, our subconscious, is a belief that needs to be fed. It needs a charge. So in order for it to keep living, it needs to get the people, the people, experiences around us that can confirm it. So it's like, I believe I am not worthy. Okay, how do I prove I'm not worthy? Oh, this man is telling me I'm not worthy. Oh, this boss is telling me I'm not worthy. Oh, my mom tells me I'm not worthy. My parents tell me I'm not. My friends show me I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. They disrespect me. They don't show up when they say they're going to show up. They don't call. It's almost like you're getting evidence after evidence after evidence that you are not worthy. So you need this in order to get confirmation. So we are going to sit here and say, well, I don't choose these people. Of course, why would I choose someone who's abusive? You don't do it on purpose. You don't realize you're doing it, but you are, because you need confirmation of this belief that's running since you were maybe 5 years old or 2 years old, right? So this is, again, we're going into the neuroscience of things. And that is exactly where, remember we talked in the last talk, it's between 0 and 7. Some people say up to 12. You have developed limiting beliefs about you, about your identity, that now need to be nurtured. And in order to nurture them, you're going to, through your life, you're going to see it through relationships, you're going to see it through your money, your bank account, you're going to see it through the friends and the career that you're in, the jobs that all of these things will be confirming to you that those beliefs, whatever those beliefs that have been put. So if you're not worthy, if you're not enough, if you're not lovable, all of these things need to be fed. So the solution is now realizing that that's what's happening, that, oh my God, I'm actually creating this for myself, and I'm allowing these people to make me feel this way. So now I'm going to stop that by really working on my unconscious, working on my belief system, and really learning to love myself. This is where working with a therapist, working with a coach, a mentor really helps, especially if it's very strong, and then you start to get out of it. But doing your personal, coming on talks like this, making sure you're listening to podcasts around the topic that maybe around self-esteem. I do have a self-esteem challenge that I run on my website. If anyone is interested in that, they can visit my website at
information there.
Yeah, and I'll share that, because it's a 5-day challenge, and you get to really, really look at the different levels of self-esteem and actually start to build that. So that is an option. Again, it's really deep work, and it doesn't happen overnight, but really being aware, this is the first step to knowing, okay, I'm hurting people or I'm hurting myself. And this is not working because I don't like living this way. Because people that do cheat, they don't feel good afterwards. Yes. It's like a drug, and then the after effect of it. So cheating is another form of like someone who takes drugs or takes alcohol. It's to numb the pain that they're feeling inside. Cheating is another sort of like it's another drug. Like they would do that because they need to numb that feeling of they're not worthy or they're not good enough. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Time is fast spent. The two more questions. One said, I cheated because my husband doesn't value me. He doesn't value me. He doesn't treat me well. You said it already.
Yeah.
because they don't feel
It's your husband should not have to show you your value. You should know your value. And when you have a man that's doing that, you have to pay attention, saying, okay, how did I get someone like this that keeps reminding me that do I not feel I'm valuable? Because when you believe you're not valuable, they will confirm to you you're not valuable. So you need to, now you need to teach him that how he needs to think of you, how he needs to talk to you. And that will now start to, if he's meant for you to be in your life, then he will be. If not, then that's where you now have to part ways. It's because, and instead of just going and doing that, going and cheating and trying to find another way to numb it, you can be honest about it and have that conversation and saying, I've had enough of this abuse, verbal abuse. I'm not taking it anymore. And that's it. And you start to make those changes, and either he'll submit and say, okay, oh, I can't do that anymore. Or he will try to keep doing it, and you can say, you're out, done. We can't do this anymore. So, but that takes courage. That takes a lot of work ahead of time, because if you don't have that belief system that you are worthy, even a little bit, it will be difficult for you to even notice it, right? You'll think it's someone else doing it to you. You'll think it's him that's actually creating this, but it's really not. So you cheating, going with someone else is just going to repeat the pattern again until you address what it is you really are feeling inside. Yeah.
All right, so we'll leave it here. Next week, we're having our men come on the show. So, guys, hit that subscribe button. Click it now. Share it with your friends and families. Share it with them. Next week, the men also are coming to tell us why they cheat. So I don't think
that should be very interesting. Yeah.
I don't think you want to miss this. So please click the subscribe button. Go follow me on Princess Roy. It's rich_Princess Roy on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Princess Roy. Follow us on there, Pinky Room Show. Everything is there. And also, like I said, subscribe now so that every time we're on the show, we have a lot to give to you. More educative, more knowledgeable, more wisdom to share on this show. And this show, we don't just do it because we're doing it for fun or anything. We use this to help the needy, the poor, to reach out to the dying world, to women on the streets. Every month we go on the streets, we choose a woman with children who can need support, and we bless them with that. So if you want to contribute to, sorry we don't have our details on the screen. We normally have it on the screen. The number is 07459459661. 07459459661. You can also search me on Facebook, it's Princess Roy. On Instagram, it's rich_Princess Roy, and also Princess Roy fan page. You can send me a message and comment your question, and we are going to be on the show to discuss this. Also, if you're a man and if you want to celebrate your wonderful woman on the show, you can send their names to the Pinky Room at hotmail.com, and we're going to celebrate that woman on her birthday. If it's your mother, your sister, just send a name. We're going to celebrate her on the Pinky Room show. So our time is fast spent. I hope this topic too needed a lot of time to discuss more about this. Every topic that I bring, sometimes my guests will be like, okay, cool. By the time they come in, it's like something broad. We're like, oh wow, there was a lot involved. That's how it's supposed to be. So I believe everyone enjoyed yourself. Yeah. I have a few comments here. I always try to read my comments. So I'm trying to scroll, but I'm not getting there. But then I had someone said very well spoken. He said, I like the host. He's saying about lack of self-esteem. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you mentioned self-esteem, and she says she likes it. It's very important. And we have that Susie Ofori. Mm-hmm. And that's my cousin. Hey. And then I have Andrew Wilmot. He said, well spoken. Andrew, I think he's all the way in the US. Thank you so much for joining us today. God bless you. And he said, I like your outfit, Madam Host.
All right. They're always nice outfits.
But also, I have IBK Ghana TV. It's a great show. You ladies rock. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. I have Gary Langdon. He said that outfit is popping. Are looking good. Thank you.
Lady in red.
TJ with an emoji with the I love. Thank you
I
so
know.
much. I now have Prince Coca. He said, yep, that's correct. Thank you. We appreciate your comments. Keep them coming every time. It motivates and encourages us. Also, I have my mom, Rose down. She said, I'm watching from Belgium. I love this discussion. God bless you. Thank you so much. Hey. And also, I have Akwesi Adewu. He said, well done, guys. And Amwaku Laurie said, nice outfit, mom. Thank you so much, guys. You are so wonderful. Don't forget to click the subscribe buttons and then share the page, share the link to your friends and families to also subscribe. And let's have a lot of views to come in to follow this show, because trust me, we have a lot to share and lots to share. Thank you so much, Miss Sambra. Do you want to put your information on the out there for anyone who wants a coach, a wonderful coach like you? I recommend her to you. Go look for her on Instagram. I'm telling you, she has a lot to educate the world with. So share your information with that.
Yes, so definitely thank you so much. I love coming to these talks because I know the purpose that they come, they really what it is you do with this, and your whole goal behind it. So I really love that in regards to giving to life and supporting life in this way. This is why I told you from the beginning, I'm very committed to helping in any way I can. Yes, if ever you are looking to get inspirational doses for your journey, you can definitely follow me at Her Align Life on Instagram. So Her Align Life, and I'm just gonna put it here on the chat. I don't know if I should I do that here?
Yeah, if I'm here.
So that's my Instagram handle. I don't know if it can be seen. I don't know if this is private, but Her Align
information across as well. Definitely next time we'll put all your
perfect. Yeah. So, and here really you can DM me if you have any questions. If you wanted to connect with me, that's a good spot to start with. I am in the process of updating my website. It's actually going on another platform because I have a membership coming up as well. So I do work with women across the globe. So I have worked with women in Kuwait, from the UK, from Colombia, from locally Canada, and the US. A lot of my clients come from the United States. And again, my whole mission is to really bring you back to your wholeness and really get into your identity, really getting into your unconscious mind and rewiring that, and making sure that we're imprinting the right belief system that you need, because it's really there. Like, all this is really conscious awareness, and it's helping you understand, okay, that makes sense. But you'll notice right after you come off the call, your situation doesn't really change, your mindset doesn't really change. So what we do with me when we work together is we really rewire that and get right into the subconscious self. So all this work is good. Do continue to do this. But if you are in a place where you're ready to make that change, you need to reach out for that support. And if you have any questions about that and how we can work together, you can definitely reach out to me through Her Align Life, through my Instagram.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you so much, because I think I contacted you a bit later, but she said, yeah, I'm coming. I love your spirit, trust me.
Oh.
Sister, it's love.
Oh, anytime. I love your whole mission. Your mission is absolutely phenomenal, and may you have massive success with it, because it is so needed in this world. And one person at a time. We don't need to do more. We just take one woman at a time and help them, and even men, because it's through our men that can also be co-creators with our women, and just really having that and understanding that. So we've got a lot of men out there doing this coaching as well, which is fantastic. So let's keep inspiring each other.
When we had some men go through abuse, he was on the show.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
I've had a few men that I don't work with on one-to-one, but they've reached out, they've asked for advice. So I know that it is a needed thing. It's just they're not more prone to go in, and support isn't as open for them. So these talks are really important, that we can have different sort of perspectives, and I think that's key. Even the next talk, that should be fantastic for them to really voice up for themselves as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. The time, like I said, our time is fast spent. Thank you so much. I have my friend here. It says Sandra Ansam, and it's a lovely outfit, lovely outfit. Thank you, darling. And Andrew must said, thank you so much for all you do. We have learned a lot today. Thank you, guys. It's so great. I'm so honored to have you, such wonderful people to watch us today. It will be on YouTube, Princess Royce, YouTube, Facebook, Lively TV, Aberdeen TV. Go watch it again and share with your friends. Share to them so that they will understand why some women are cheating. If you have a friend that it feels like their wife is cheating or whatever, let them know. Share to them so that they can learn why, the reason why, so that they can sit up and make this relationship, the marriage work. Communication is very, very important. So we're going to say bye to you. Like I said, we still have it on YouTube. Princess Roy YouTube. Go and watch everything again. We should have done one segment whereby we have a random question from our audience, but then we'll leave it next time because of time. Thank you so much, Miss Sandra, for
anytime. And
girl, Queen Princess Roy.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, so thank you once again for watching the Pinky Room Show with Princess Roy. Go subscribe, click the subscribe button now as you're watching on YouTube on Princess Roy YouTube channel, and then subscribe. So every time we're on live, you will receive an alert and you will join us to on this show, this fantastic show where we educate, we motivate, and we inspire the world. Thank you so much. My sponsors, how can I forget about them? Okay, so I have my sponsors who are sponsoring me. Jakees Yogurt in Ghana. And also I have my wonderful Africa Connects also supporting me. I have Neo Dwe photography also supporting. And my partners, my media partners is Lively TV and Aberdeen TV. Guys, I'm gonna say bye to you. So it's bye from me, Princess Roy, from the Pinky Room Show. See